curious about entrepreneurship and hoping to find a money adventure, not quite sure where to start. This channel interviews the movers and shakers in their niche. Watch the shows on this channel for more information and get business ideas, or connect with the businesses we have interviewed here who have a solution to your problem. PSI TV gives the small business a bigger presence by increasing their visibility to a new audience and by making TV presence available and affordable. Beyond ads, biz brands can now have a channel presence with their own content. We are the Netflix of biz brands. If you have a passionate message, the solution to a problem, a new book or product launch, and want to impact a new and expansive audience, have your audience say, I saw you on TV. PSI TV is proud to bring you another star, and this time in the music niche. Wesley Giordani owns a music studio and works full-time on his craft. He's able to travel and perform in events, and after years of frustration trying to figure out how to make that all possible for himself, he realized that other artists may have the same problem and need similar help. So Wes, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been an honor.
And I just want to say, Wes, a personal thank you, because my father recorded his audio book in Wes's studio. So if you are considering converting your print book into an audio book, that may be another way for you to connect with Wes. So Wes, listen, I did an interview some time ago with a lawyer for the industry who represents artists. And at the time, he told me that many artists do not know how to protect their work, do not know how to price their work, most importantly, do not know how to sell their work. These are all the pieces of the components that make for you being independent in your industry. So as an artist yourself, would you agree that this is true and still the reason today?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And the main reason for it is because of the way of the music industry, how it started. From the start, when it came to the music industry, it was all about the record labels. So when an artist got signed to a record label, the record label did everything for them. But now in the environment of being an independent artist, you don't have that record label knowledge and backing to really know how to do anything. So yes, it's very true. A lot of artists don't know what to do, which is why I offer a lot of different things to help artists figure out those specific things.
Okay, so before you go there, we actually just interviewed DC Glenn from Whoop. There it is.
Whoa.
Yes, he was our recent guest too. He pretty much also agreed that his early days in the industry, he was pretty much shafted by the record labels who controlled not only his life. They made all the millions. He didn't. He got a little bit of fame, but they truly made the millions. So it definitely needs for artists to get a little bit more savvy about their business, not just about their craft. So tell us, Wes, a little bit about your journey to finally being able to sustain yourself as a full-time artist.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as an artist, independent artist, I started out just like anybody else. You know, you have the passion, you love to do it, and you want to do it, but you don't know exactly how to get from your 9-to-5 job to now doing music full time. So for my journey, it was very difficult because I started off with a group of other artists, and that fell apart. So I was left alone to do everything. So it was difficult at first, but then it also became a blessing because it challenged me to be able to learn how to wear all the different hats of just owning a business, you know. And when it came to approaching the music industry and just being an artist, I had a mentality that I had to treat it like a business in order to succeed. You know, it can't be just a hobby. It has to be something that you have to look at as a business, which means you have to look into getting lawyers. You have to look into accounting. You have to know how to fill out your taxes and market yourself and all of these different things that comes with running a business. Even though you're an artist and, you know, you're more on the creative side, you have to develop a business side of yourself in order to accomplish what you want to do. And that's exactly what I did.
Okay, because there's truly a lot of starving artists out there, and that's because they're absolutely great at their craft,
Mm-hmm.
and the left side, right side brain thing, where you're such an artist that you really don't have time nor interest in the other side of things, which is why
Correct.
it's sometimes good to have an agent. But if you don't know what's going on, even if you're prepared to have
Mm-hmm.
another person hand that for you, still should be savvy so that you
Mm-hmm.
know they're not ripping you off and you can know when
Absolutely.
they are. So, all right. So many other artists are clearly dreaming of working full time on their craft. But
when it comes to, getting your business from the ground up and doing all of those different things to really start generating multiple sources of income to the point that you could leave your full-time job.
now we keep saying artists, artists, artists.
Mm-hmm.
Are you specific to the music industry, or because artists, if somebody paints, they're going to see themselves as an artist as well? So
yeah, specific to the music industry, but to be honest, it's the same principles for any business. It's the same principles. It's just when it comes to the music industry, it's a little bit different because you're fully independent, and there's a record label that's a huge challenge to go against, so when you're dealing as an independent artist, you have a particular wage, you have a particular income that you could put into your music. Record labels don't have that limit, so you're competing against people who could do $1 million music videos versus you could only do maybe $1,000 music video. How do you figure your way out to compete with that in different things? And that's what I help with.
Okay. Now, Wes, you are all the way in South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So do people need to come to your studio to work with you? I know my dad did. He came directly into your studio to record his book. But for all the things we're talking about, do they need to come to your studio to work with you?
Well, okay. So besides music business coaching, I am a music producer as well, and I do own my own music studio. So I do record with artists as well. When it comes to recording, yes, if you wanted to record with me, you would have to come to South Florida. But I also do mixing and mastering as well. So if you want your music mixed and mastered at a professional level, you can always, I got people all around the world sending me music all the time to mix and master. So that we don't have to physically meet to do that. And all the music business coaching stuff, I do that with people all across the world too, whether it's Zoom calls, whether it's, regular phone calls, whether it's emails, that I'm just here to help every artist attain the same goal that I attain.
All right, Wes, before we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to share?
Well, I definitely would. Yeah, I definitely would like to thank you for the opportunity for just, sharing my story and sharing what I do. It's definitely a blessing to even have a platform like this to speak on these things. And, I would just like to tell any artist who's watching that you can do it. All right. Regardless of what people say, regardless of, the mountain of different responsibilities that you may have as an artist, you can do it. It takes time. I'm not saying it's going to come tomorrow. It takes time. But if you're willing to dedicate yourself to it and put effort into it, you will attain it and you will achieve it.
All right. And on that note, this one just occurred to me, Wes, is there a place for TV in this marketing adventure?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I have a YouTube channel myself that I
If you have a YouTube channel, you would be a candidate for having a TV channel. We can talk about that another time, but throwing it out there, if you're listening to this, if you're an artist and you are rocking a YouTube channel, you probably would qualify to have a TV channel, and PSI TV has made that available and affordable for artists to have their own channel button sitting beside brand elevation, beside a Netflix, a Hulu, all of that kind of stuff. So on that note, Wes, how can folks connect with you?
Yes, well, you can connect with me simple as just searching WesTheTech, all one word, WesTheTech. My website is WesTheTechProductions.com, but if you just Google WesTheTech, all of my information should come up. I'm on every social media platform, WesTheTech Productions, and I'm also on YouTube. Just search WesTheTech. Again, one word.
WesTheTech, and I will put the website in the credits at the end, guys. WesTheTechProductions.com. All right, Wes, thank you so much for being my guest today on PSI TV. Thank you so much for what you did for my father, helping him get his audiobook recorded. And you know, guys, if you are out there and you need, as an artist, to get yourself out of that 9 to 5 that you're using to finance your job, there is a way to transition over, and Wes is probably the guy to help you. So we'll check it out. Thank you so much, Wes.
Thank you so much for having me.